This is the 8-bit Do Pro 2 Bluetooth gamepad. This works for Switch, Apple, Steam, Raspberry Pi, Windows, Android. It's a all-in-one awesome Bluetooth controller. 8-bit Dude does fantastic stuff, and I'm pretty excited. It's been a minute since I've checked out a controller on the channel, so let's go ahead and check it out. I got the gray version because it's kind of like a hybrid between the Super Nintendo and PS1. Let's pull it out. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now, one big feature about this is it has Hall effect joysticks. So Hall effect joysticks are all the rage. I wish the Switch 2 controller had Hall effect joysticks, but it doesn't. But these are awesome. And it feels like high quality. So we're going to take a look at this. You can see it has the Nintendo layout, has the XBAY, has the D-pad, has the start select, has a few other button features, but you gotta love the joysticks. On the back we have the trigger button, so that's cool, and you can switch the modes with this switch right here. So you can go from Switch to Windows to Android, you name it, right? So this is the gray edition. Let's go ahead and pull this little sticker off here, and it's been a moment since I've done a hardware review. So I'm going to leave a link down below in the description for you guys to check this out. There's also a black version, a white version, and the gray version, all right? And again, this is compatible with the Switch, Windows, Apple, Steam Deck, Raspberry Pi. There's 2 pro-level back buttons, and there's ultimate software that you can use for PC, Android, and iOS, I guess, to program it or to set, save zones and stuff like that. All that technical babble. But you should be able to connect it pretty easy. It's Bluetooth, wireless Bluetooth. There's rumble vibration. There's motion controls. It's USB-C and 20-hour rechargeable battery. And I'm going to do my litmus test, which is playing Super Mario Brothers. I have this connected to my Switch. It was as easy as plugging it in with the Type-C that came with it, and it instantly paired it. I let it charge for a little bit, and we're good to go. And like I said, it feels great inside my hand, and we're going to play it. This is how I detect whether a controller is worth its beans or not. So right away, I can tell you guys there's not much lag. Usually the 8-bit Do controllers work pretty good with that. So jumping feels good, and I like the buttons because they have like a spongy membrane feel to them inside. Like when you push it, it just feels good, like you're squishing down something. Controller feels comfortable. You can also use the analog stick. Like I mentioned, they're Hall effect analog sticks. You could use the analog stick. That feels all right. But the most important thing when you're playing these older games is how does the D-pad feel? The D-pad feels pretty good. It's a hell of a lot better than what you have on the Switch Pro. I'll tell you guys that much. So right now, playing Super Mario Brothers on the Switch Online, it feels good. It feels good. As what was that? Belle Bib DeVoe or Tony Tony Tony? Somebody that's an 80s, 90s movie buff. I mean, music buff. Tell me. All right, so we got everything working pretty good on here. Mario Brothers works like a glove. We're just going to play the first stage, or else I'll be here all day. But yeah, the 8-bit Do controller that I'm using right now feels good. It's nice and light. Pretty easy to pick up and play. So, not half bad. Let's go ahead and try the next game, right? We're going to try something else. As you can see, I'm moving through the menus, no problemo, by the way. So, works really good. The house button is this bottom left button, so that takes you to the home. So you could do home right away just like that. All right, I want to test out the joysticks. I want to see if they actually work for any kind of video game that uses 3D. So why don't we just keep up the Mario theme, and we'll go with It's a Me, Mario. Right, so let's go ahead. We'll start sucker right here. It's been a minute since I played Mario 64, but I really want to see if you could play the 64 games using the analog stick. It's one test I want to see. And again, I'm using this on the Switch, but you can use this on Android. You can use it on Windows. You could use it on iOS. It's good for Steam games. Perfect for Switch so far. All right, we got our moment of truth. Yep, okay, the analog stick works perfectly. And the right analog stick works good for the camera as well. The triggers. Okay, I haven't played this in a while, so I gotta get used to gotta get used to the buttons. All right, perfect. All right. So the analog sticks do work. It does take some getting used to because, of course, an N64 controller. It's a lot different than the 8-bit Do, but it does work. You got to remember on the N64, certain buttons were the C buttons. Certain buttons moved the camera around and stuff. So you might have to remap them, but luckily you have the software. But yeah, it looks like it works. But it's not perfect. Does it work? Could you make it work? Sure, you could. It's absolutely not perfect, though. See, like the trigger button did that. The right analog stick's doing that. Button Y is zooming around. That's B, A. So that's ZL does the ground pound for the Z button. So zoom in is R. So you gotta get used to it. You gotta map it out, figure it out. But it does work if you map it the way that you want, I'm sure. So yeah, I always like the 8-bit Do products. Shoutouts to them for sending this to me. Full disclosure, I was sent this to check out and review. I got nothing bad to say about it. It does the job for what I need. You just plug it in. You can play your Switch games. You can play whatever. It works. And they got other details and stuff, I guess, to make it work the way that you want. They always have a decent line of products. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. Shoutouts to 8-bit Do for sending this my way. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you always for watching. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. It feels like 2019 8-bit Eric all over again, does it not? It kind of does. It kind of does. So let me know your thoughts. You guys have any other 8-bit Do's that you could recommend, or have you guys tried this one out? Again, I like the look of it. It has that PlayStation aesthetic. Feels great. It doesn't feel cheap. And it also has the buttons of the Super Nintendo layout. So pretty good in my opinion. I got nothing else to say. Check it out if you want. Link below in the description. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. We got plenty more stuff coming with the Switch 2 coming out. Lots of accessories and things like that coming. So we're going to be covering a lot of ground here. And it's going to be exciting. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching as always. Peace out.